could make money.
What's up, everybody? Couple of Bettors, episode 61, NFL Week 16. Coming off a monster week of betting. A monster week.
And of great Buffalo Bills wins.
Wow. And the Jets. So it's all going right. I mean, although, would we like the Jets to have lost? I don't know. I still like the win.
No, they were my lock of the week, so I need them to win. It's the only way I cheer for the Jets at this point.
Yeah.
To do well. Because you're not a problem, but I also like to take money off of you.
That is true. We just watched the Aaron Rodgers Enigma on Netflix.
God.
So 3-part docuseries. A little bit longer than she budgeted for. But
lost 3 hours of my life last night.
Yep. And look, it would have been sick if they were had a winning record right now and we watched that. I'd be getting juiced up. Let's go for the playoffs. But
there was a little cameo by Jordan Poyer, though, so I did appreciate a little shout out to the Bills.
Go. And Leonard Floyd for, breaking his Achilles on that sack.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm like, it was Floyd? I don't even know. I remember him being on our team. I don't know what happened to him after that.
Yep. He's gone. All right. Let's get into, let's face it, players in the news, no coaches this one. I'll start out with,
future coach.
It is a future coach, yeah. Michael Vick, following the Deion Sanders lead, is accepting a head coaching job at Norfolk State. And, it's an HBCU, and he got the head coaching job. So we'll see how he does over there, see if he has the success that Deion did. Because, I have a feeling that if he does have success there, you're just going to see more and more of these guys trickling into those roles, even though they really don't have a lot of experience before. I think he did a little, high school stuff, and then he just, boom, he gets the job because you're in the NFL for a long time.
I like how we all forgot that he abused pit bulls and had to go to jail for that. But, okay, I guess we'll give him great jobs.
Do the crime, you do the time.
I know, I guess that's true. And I think he has, some kind of charity.
He does.
He better.
He does.
Not, that's just terrible. So,
and he actually goes around and he speaks to people in areas that might have, dog fighting and stuff. So,
okay, at
maybe
least the effort's there.
Yeah, exactly. So good for him.
So moving on, though, because there's not really a lot going on this week, just a lot of injuries, but one of significance for betting purposes specifically is Mr. Patrick Mahomes. He hurt his ankle again, but of course, as we've seen in the past, he wants to come right back in and play, which he did this.
No, he didn't.
He did not, right?
No, they let Wentz finish the game, but it was late. It was late in the third, I think.
Over,
yeah.
But it did look bad, though.
Yeah.
It looked like he really... Of course, we bring this to your attention because I'm sure you heard it. You got to be careful when betting this week with him. They're not going to announce if he's going to be in or not till last minute, so he's going to somehow fuck us all on our bets. So lay off if you're not so sure. However, a couple things to think about. If he does go back in, he did hurt it pretty decently this time. He's not going to be the same Mahomes. If he does go in and he does hurt it again, I mean, what are they going to do for the playoffs? I personally think if I was them, I'd want to sit him at least for this week. But his mentality is, I'm fighting for this bye week, and before the playoffs, I'll let it heal then. Whatever he does, he does. At this point, you can't, I don't even care what this man does. But it may affect the bets for this week. So
Yep, absolutely.
Keep in mind.
Keep it in mind.
And then we have Jameis. He got benched. They claim it was for turnovers. They're going to have Dorian Thompson-Robinson take his place. I mean, we both feel like it's just a way for them to start losing games a little bit quicker. Jameis, yes, he's definitely been throwing a lot of picks. He even prayed. He said, God, deliver me from those pick sixes. God wasn't listening that day. But, he was a better watch, and he was a better quarterback than this clown that's going to be coming in. So it seems like this is just a way to get them to lose.
Yep, I agree. Then last up, we got Kirk Cousins. So, we all thought it was a little bit weird when he went to the Falcons. He signed that couple-year contract. He wanted stability, make sure that he was the guy. And then, sure enough, the Falcons move up and draft Michael Penix Jr., and we knew that guy was sitting there over his shoulder, and if he was not doing that well, that they'd be thinking about going to their future. And sure enough, they've pulled the trigger. They're now moving on, and they're in a playoff hunt. They're in the thick of things, and they moved on from Kirk Cousins here. So a lot of implications for offseason. Assuming it's going to mean there's going to be a trade that happens, and Kirk Cousins will not be on the Falcons next year. He's not going to be sitting on the bench for Michael Penix Jr. So some other team is going to pay, and they're going to get him. So we'll see what that ends up working out to be. Hope it's not the Jets.
I mean, listen, the man doesn't have much of a career left, so Jets can't really ruin him like they can some others.
Yeah, well, it was actually a thing where a couple of years ago, he was thinking before he went to the Vikings about who he should go to next. And he had his options, and the Jets were an option. And the Jets offered him. And in the documentary, he shaded the Jets by saying, oh, like the Jets going to give me this much per year. Let's say it was $27 million. So he's like, I'll take $24 million to take less.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's kind of a fuck you, you know? So yeah, and that's it. We'll see what happens this week with those guys. All right. How do we do betting? A little bit of gloating right here. 80% hit rate, 8 out of 10 bets. My lock did not hit, unfortunately. The Steelers did not do their thing against the Eagles. But outside of that, I mean, pretty much had winners across the board. And you will see one thing jump out at you, which is had a few cocktails and had a lot of units on the Green Bay Packers for Sunday Night Football. And it's a big driver of this year.
Yeah, both of us, I did.
Wowza. But we are plus 22 units for the week. It was pretty awesome.
My lock hit. It didn't look like it was going to hit those damn Jets, but they pulled through last minute, and got that lock in, so never had a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, look, they could have went down and kicked the field goal because it was tie game 25-25, but sure enough, they had that deep shot, and then they scored the touchdown, which made it cover by, what was it, 5 points? What was it? 3 points.
Yeah,
3
it wasn't.
No.
I mean, I really thought you guys were going to demolish the Jaguars, so I was very pissed off watching most of the game, but hey, a cover is a cover.
Yep. And who didn't think that Bills-Lions would hit that over? Oh, come on, guys. Remember that one? Bills-Lions.
You did.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
They demolished it. We were with a friend who decided to do it like third quarter to go for the over. It was 80 points, and they hit 90, no problem. He's like, easy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Such a good game, though, the Bills-Lions. And I know everybody watched it, so you know how good it was. That's why I'm wearing my obnoxious shirt today, because it was obnoxiously good.
They got to find a way to maybe not let up as many points, but, you know.
Yeah, defense. Yeah. Defense, we got to work on that a little bit. But we're getting there. We're doing good. So, speaking of Lions-Bills, I know this is not the right order, but we definitely heard a lot of Lions players in that game. So, as you can see here, there are 4 players that are out.
Pretty much for the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, 6 weeks on Carlton Davis maybe might help, but probably not. So they're gonna be out David Montgomery, Khalil Dorsey, and Alan McNeil, along with Carlton Davis III. To me, this sucks because I really want it to be the Lions-Bills Super Bowl. I mean, it's a Super Bowl that the world wants to see, and this just makes it harder for them to get there. And then I'm gonna feel like, and I'm sure the Bills and all the Bills fans like, oh, great. Well, we won the Super Bowl, but we played against a jacked up team.
I don't think they're going to get there, to be honest. These are 2 corners. So, I didn't think their secondary was good anyway. And then their 2 starting corners are now gone, who aren't that good to begin with. Yeah, I mean, shit, maybe you find a guy who's decent, who's like the backup, who actually shines a little bit. It could happen, but that's a rough one. Rough one for the Lions. They're going to have to put up 50 now a game. That's what they're gonna have to do.
I hope again. I really, really want that. Everybody wants. We want Bills Lions. That's it. That's what we want to see.
So keep a lookout. Derek Carr out for the season at this point. Fractured his hand. Geno's questionable. They said he might play. Aiden O'Connell questionable. We talked about Pat Mahomes already. But Hollywood Brown, who for the Chiefs, actually he hasn't played this year. He got hurt in the preseason. He might actually get back on the field this week. That would be a little bit of a positive thing for those guys. Who, if we talked about this earlier, the Chiefs haven't put up 30 points all year.
Nope.
The only other 3 teams that have not put up 30 points is like the Giants, who are 2-12. I don't even know, a couple crap teams that are like 2 or 3 win teams. So it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but they couldn't even do anything good against crap teams like the Raiders, like who almost beat them. They're bad. They're bad with this points.
I know. Well, so they need help on offense. So, all right, let's roll right into the games. Thursday Night Football. This is actually a good matchup that we're staying away from. But the Broncos versus the Chargers. Love to see who's going to win this one. 9-5 versus 8-6, and a divisional game.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are going to take this one, but I'm clearly not that on it because I'm not betting on it. definitely going to enjoy watching it. And this is the time of year now where some of these games are just jokes and nobody wants to because they mean nothing. And, you got some teams, the Browns, that are just trying to lose. But then you got games like this where it's like, wow, people are going to pull out all the stops to try to get into those playoff matches. And so this one is one of them where I think the Broncos are going to win this one, but got to stay away.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean on the over because it's a low total at 42. Think it should be a good game, but who knows if it's going to be 20-17 or 23-20. So I'm not going to bet it.
Must watch though.
Yeah.
Well, here's another example, or an example of games that we are going to bet on because we're just like, let the shit show begin. Listen, we told you we're not sure if Patrick is going to be in, and we probably won't know until like the day of. I feel like a Belichick move coming in out here by Andy Reid, like
still play,
and then he'll play. I'm banking on if he plays, them still winning but not covering because that's what they keep doing. I'm thinking not a good Patrick Mahomes, not a very mobile one because as he should be, terrified that he's going to do even more damage and then he can't play at all for the rest of the season. And the Texans just fighting here because they should.
Yeah, I mean, look, with the over-under, it looks like it's going to be a 21-19 type of game or whatever. So, we'll see. It should be a close one, but I do like the Texans here, hoping that it's also Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
All right, another game we're on. We're on a divisional one here. Steelers at the Ravens.
Another good game.
We're both on the over on this one. I mean, you got to think that the Ravens have been rolling right now on offense. They're putting up points and stuff. Steelers coming off a disappointing loss, obviously, against the Eagles, but it's a good team. So I do think that 44.5 is a little bit low for this game. I expect this one to be like a 30-27 type of game or something,
Yeah, then this is another one. We're fighting. Everybody, the Ravens have been slightly disappointing, so they need to get everybody's attention again. The Steelers, they want in. They want to prove that they can get to the Super Bowl too, and this is one of those games where they can make that happen. They already beat the Ravens once.
It's true. Yeah, so. I mean, look, this is a huge one for the division here. 10-4 versus 9-5. I mean, they both need it. Mm-hmm. Good game to watch though, and that'll be on Saturday. So keep in mind, there's Saturday. Those last game we talked about, Texans Chiefs, is Saturday, and then this one's Saturday too.
Bonus weekend.
All right.
A crap game. The New York Giants at the Falcons. I'm leaning on the Falcons because the Giants are terrible, but it's a high spread. The Falcons aren't that good. Who knows, maybe. But I definitely think it'll be a low-ass game with not a whole lot happening.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know about Penix at all. This is his first start. Mm-hmm. So to get the guy prepared, and we'll see what happens. And I'm surprised that it's 8.5 with a rookie starting like this. But obviously it's the Giants, so I'm staying away from it.
We don't even know who's starting for the Giants at this point either.
Right, DeVito, Locke. I don't even know who's injured. Who's even the starter? If they wanted to say there's a starter, I don't even know. Stay away from it.
Another great one to stay away from.
Yeah, Titans Colts. I think the Colts still have a shot to be in, but Titans are out. Oh, the Titans benched Levis.
Yeah, they're not even playing Levis anymore.
But at this point, you said Mason Rudolph. Is it Levis? The Titans still are trash. So I don't really. I think that Levis is better than Rudolph because we've seen Rudolph play when Levis was hurt earlier this year, and they were terrible.
This is why I'm kind of leaning on the Colts and not taking them because I'm not sure about Mason Rudolph, to be honest with you. And the Colts, we have not been watching them at all, to be honest.
We didn't bet on them.
I know that they have to fight for this, so maybe they'll cover. But the fact that you don't know what Mason Rudolph's going to bring for the Titans, and maybe he's, now he's got something to prove. It could be just lay off it. Don't even bother watching it. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a Colts fan. Shout out, Mr. Noobs. We know you'll be watching it. Ooh, here I am again in uncharted territory.
Yep.
Doing it again.
LA Rams versus the New York Jets playing at MetLife Stadium. And look, it's the plus 3 points at home. And it's also plus 100. That means you bet 100, you win 100. No vig in this one. You got to love it, right?
Yeah. The Rams have been kind of known to not travel well across the country. Rodgers, as much as it pains me to say, looked better. Let's just give him that last week. And, I know he's got something to prove, which, as I watched 3 hours of him last night, It does seem like he's an uber motivated guy. So this should be something where he's got to do well all of these last games just to figure out where he stands next season. And Jets are home underdogs, so might as well take them.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you have a couple weird games where, 1 week the Rams put up 40 on the Bills, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then they put up 12, and they squeak by and a win on a Thursday night. And he's like, what the hell's going on there? Obviously, Puka Nacua is a problem, so we got to figure that out as the Jets. But they came alive in that second half and put up big-time monster amounts of yards and stuff, and Rodgers looked like the old Rodgers. Again, it was against the Jags, but their defense is pretty good. I think that they're going to get this one done. I don't think that the Rams' defense is that good. I think the Jets will put up 30. The question is going to be, can they hold the Rams? So I'm betting they are. They are going to hold them. By the way, Rodgers, top 10 in the league in a lot of passing categories. Just saying, it'll probably be one of the best seasons a Jets quarterback has ever had, and we only have 4 wins. But we'll see what happens there. All right, this one's your
Lock of the week, Eagles at Commanders. The Eagles are the better team here, folks. I mean, the Commanders look great in the beginning of the season, and the Eagles did not. But the times they've definitely flipped, and Eagles are Super Bowl contenders. They need to win this game for anybody to continue to take them seriously. I'm surprised by the low spread, so that's another reason why I'm taking it as a lock. I mean, they better cover. They better win by probably 7 to prove something. Especially if they might have to go up against the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Like, you got to do better than what you're doing, folks. Got to do better what you're doing. So that's why it's my lock of the week.
Nice. Yeah. No, I'm on it also. I think they are the better team. So it's just, it's a divisional thing. The Commanders are really holding on here for a wild card. It was a loss here, 9-6. Starts getting a little sketchy, and you start playing with some of these other teams there. But they should still sneak in here. As long as they get one more win, the Commanders should still be in the playoffs as a wild card.
Just not against Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, not against. No, these guys are too tough on offense. You can't stop them. All right, Cardinals at the Panthers. I mean, this is not a good game. The Cardinals are still hanging in there though for they're fighting for the division. But I'm going to bet on the under 47 in this one. I don't think the Panthers are going to score that many points. So that's one thing I'm betting on. The Cardinals can score on you. They'll put up 30, 25, 30, whatever. But I'm just thinking this one's going to be a dud of a game. And then we're going to hit the under 47, which is a little bit too high for a Panthers team that doesn't have that much offense.
This will be one of those games where after the day is over, you're like, oh, yeah, did they get under? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Other than that, don't watch this game.
Yeah, you're not watching it. Oh, this is my lock of the week. Browns versus the Bengals, and I'm on the under the 47 points. Now, look, when they announced that Jameis was not going to be starting and they were going to move on to Dorian Thompson-Robinson, it went from 49.5 down to 47. I think it should be way under that. They played each other October 20th, 2 months ago, and it was 21-14. That's 35 points. Do the math. This is 47. Obviously, the Bengals offense is doing a lot better than they were earlier in the season. I just don't think that the Browns are going to be able to do much at all. And I think that the 47 points is going to be too much here. And if it ends up being 30-7, the Bengals win, you're still covering by your 10 points. So take it to the bank. Lock of the week, under the 47 points.
Yeah, and I think the Bengals are going to cover the spread at -7.5 because also betting the under, life's too short for it. I don't know why this guy likes doing that. That's not fun to root for. Always root for points. But anyway, -7.5, they'll cover this. Again, like you said, they're fighting for the playoffs. And as we mentioned earlier, we kind of firmly believe that they are benching Jameis just so that they can lose.
Yeah.
And just not tell anybody. We just want to lose. So here we go. Want some free money? Bet the Bengals. Bet the Bengals and the under.
I bet that Jameis is going to be in a situation next year where he's not going to be at the Browns anymore. He'll be on some other team, and a team that they believe he'll have a chance to compete for a starting job at. And I don't know where that's going to be, but some team will tell him, hey, our guy, we don't know about him. It's almost like what happened last year with Daniel Jones and Drew Lock. Drew Lock was told that he was going to be able to compete for that starting job, and then as soon as Daniel Jones was going to get pulled. They said, "Oh, let's go to DeVito," because they wanted to lose. But yeah, so Jameis is definitely better than Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yes, for sure, and more fun, I assume. All right, now we got the Lions at the Bears. The poor banged up Lions. They're still 6.5 favorites here. I mean, the Bears are just terrible. Poor Caleb Williams. He just looks defeated. The Bears are just screwing up. They thought this was a rebuilding year for like the last 3 years. It's not working out for them. But I'm leaning on the Lions because, again, the amount of injuries, they don't need to be doing a whole lot to beat the Bears. Maybe you keep some guys out, maybe put them in and then pull them out real quick and just kind of like play around with it a little bit just to keep people healthy.
Defense?
I don't know.
Their defense is so banged up. That's the only reason. I mean, I feel like the Lions, like I would bet them, but they still, if they put up 30, I don't know. I mean, the Bears on offense, they have a couple good skill players. Between Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, those are beast receivers, and they're going to go up against these backup corners and stuff. And if you don't get a pass rush, I would lean the over the 48 just because I think that the Bears are going to be able to put up points.
Sure, we're just talking about leans, and the reason why we're not actually putting any money on either of these teams is because one sucks. And one is just falling apart, and my heart breaks for the Lions and Lions fans because, man, that city needs it just as much as we do, and we all really want it. Hopefully, they could get better and just like squeak things out and still make it through the playoffs. I would love that, but leaning on this game because it's just too many variables in it.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, this is one we're actually betting. Vikings at the Seahawks, and guess what? Seattle's going to rain. That's what we say every week.
It's going
to rain in Seattle. What? Yeah, I think it's too much. The Vikings are just a much better team.
Right, and Geno may or may not play. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. I would suggest taking the spread now while they think maybe he is going to play. You get the -3 because if they announce he's not, that's. Spread might go up tremendously for the Vikings.
Yep.
If you think Seahawks, hold off. Just wait.
Absolutely. Yep. Justin Jefferson, Addison, it's too much. Sammy Darnold, getting it done out there. So, I would definitely go the Vikings. Oh, look at this game.
Another sleeper.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, Mac Jones, by the way, just Jaguars versus the Raiders. Mac Jones has got to be one of the cockiest quarterbacks. He's like
cockiest, shittiest quarterbacks.
Yeah, of course, exactly. He's like, he does a spin move and he gets up and he's like, he's like, what is this guy?
Like you threw 3 interceptions prior to that. Like, don't tell anybody shush.
Yeah, you're already like off the team that drafted you because you're trash.
It's terrible with him that he's not getting it. I don't know what it would take for him to understand, but yeah, I mean, I lean on the Jaguars against the Raiders. Just Aiden O'Connell's out for the Raiders. I know the Raiders are trying. Max Crosby is still a thing.
No, that's true. I mean, what was the last? It was the Falcons played them, and it was like 15-9. And it was like all field goals and shit. Right. It's like, oh, God.
There's effort going on there. So, but, honestly, with a pick 'em, I'd take the Jaguars, but not enough for me to care.
Yeah.
And actually put money on it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sleeper. I would just lean on the under 39.5. It might be one of those games where, look, the Raiders defense steps up a little bit, but.
Oh, they're saying the predictions are that it's like 13-7.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
exactly.
It. 15-3, something around those ranges. So
maybe if I get frisky, I'll bet that one.
Ooh, I don't think a underbet says you're frisky.
Maybe for me, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Niners at the Dolphins, going across the country.
Yeah, I mean, I should bet this one because I always like the pick'ems or the +1 just because they're so close. It's like, who's going to win? Mm-hmm. But the Niners, they looked good, then they looked like shit. The Dolphins just kind of continue to be like, okay. You'll get Waddle's hurt. Like, he's not, I don't think he's going to be playing, but you still got Tyreek. He's still a threat. Tua is still good at what he does to an extent. They're not very creative, though.
Yep.
But the 49ers, they have everybody in, so they should be doing better than what they have been.
I'm so disappointed with both of them.
Yeah.
The Dolphins put up 12 points against the Texans. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, I'm going to stay away from this one. I would lean Dolphins just because they're at home and you got to go across the country. And they're both 6-8, and they both kind of suck, which is just weird.
Right.
It's just weird.
Yeah, that's why I think we're leaning because it's, again, a lot of variables with this one.
Yep.
And who cares? Squish the fish anyway.
Yeah,
who cares about the Dolphins? But this is a game that nobody but Bills fans cares about.
Ooh, that is true.
We've got the Patriots playing in Orchard Park, Buffalo, New York. Shocker, it will be snowing. But for those of you that get off on watching snow games, this is another one for you to pay attention to. It also should be high scoring. Well, not high scoring on the Bills' end.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a spread of -14. We both think that they'll cover that spread. Fun little thing. Apparently, which I don't understand. I feel like I've seen this uniform before, but they're debuting a new uniform where it's just the white helmets, the red jerseys, and the white pants, which actually looks like a Patriots outfit. So I don't know.
I guess I saw that Alan, I guess for some reason, he liked that. He's like, well, how come we don't wear this combo? And they're like, no, if we wear the red, we got to wear the red pants. And he's like, why?
Why? Yeah. He's like, I love the red.
Yeah.
I just don't. I want the white pants. There's a whole little clip on him on the sidelines. Be like, why don't we wear this? I like this. I think it was preseason or something.
Yeah.
And so they gave him his wish. So that's what they'll be rocking. But I mean, we don't really have to go into detail. The Bills are just phenomenal. Their defense, you guys know you got a little work to do, but taking a team that was told that they're in their rebuilding year because we got rid of everybody.
I said it.
I believed you too. I said on the initial podcast, like I've been told, you will probably lose a few of the first games because everybody's just got to gel together, and we went right out. Now we lost some bad ones, like the Ravens. They kicked our ass, but this is not what we expected. And to get this far and look this good, my team is just having fun. And that's all they keep saying is, like, even Amari Cooper, he's like, I've never been on a team where I've had so much fun. Everybody loves each other. It's just a good place to be. They can keep this up. We'll be in the Super Bowl. But this is, by the way, the first time we're playing the Patriots.
Yeah, you have to play them again.
Yeah, it's taken us, they got us through this end of the season. Then we have you guys and then the Patriots again. It's very odd, but so it should be a fun one to watch if you like snow games or if you care about either the Bills or Super Bowl implications. But go Bills. Love it. Bills by $1 billion. Oh, thank you for that.
Patriots are letting up a lot of points. I mean, 30, 25, 34, 28 are the last 4 games in a row. So if those teams are putting up those points, what are the Bills going to do? They should be putting up 40 on these guys. I'm going to bet the Bills are minus the 14 points before it moves to 14.5 because right now it's at minus 115. So if you don't want it to hit that 14.5, get it now. People will hit it.
This should be one of the more exciting afternoon games minus the Vikings Seahawks. No, it's Vikings Seahawks. No. Yeah. So it's between the Bills and the Vikings Seahawks as good games for the afternoon. The other two are just trash. So.
Yep. And Sunday Night Football, this is one I don't give a shit about, really. I mean, the Bucks they're still hanging in for playoffs, obviously, but the Cowboys I don't think are, right? I mean, 6
I don't
and 8.
believe so.
I mean, I don't know if maybe they could backdoor if they win out, but I don't know. I kind of like lean on this. There's a high total in this one, 48.5. I think they're really thinking that like that was that Cooper rush. They put up 30 points. They're like, oh, the offense is going pretty good here, and I don't know.
I mean, also the Bucks should be fighting. Mike Evans has been healthy for a couple weeks. That's been a huge help to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
So, I think the Bucks will cover on this one, but not enough where I'm betting. So I had that little fear that the Cowboys, are. But Cowboys at home have not been doing well either.
No, I'm staying away. Well, then another one we're staying away from, the Monday Night Football. We used to just bet every primetime game, but you realize if you don't like it, just don't bet it.
We might change our mind, though, because I think
course, if
the Packers are a strong team. The Saints are not.
I agree, but 14 points is a lot. That Carr's out, so it's Spencer Rattler as the quarterback for the Saints. I mean, maybe we do end up betting the Packers here. I would also think under the 42, probably just because I don't think the Saints are going to score more than 10. So maybe the answer is just bet the Packers.
Well, I just realized, though, like, your mom's going to be staying with us, and she probably does not want to sit there and watch the Saints versus the Green Bay Packers, and that's why I leaned on it.
There you go.
But if she changes her mind, shout out to Joanne, we'll probably put money on the Packers and the under.
All right. What are we actually betting? You want to start it off and just roll through the bunch for
Wow, if you guys take a look at this, we are on a lot together, and we have a lot as a whole. But we're both on the Texans plus 2.5 versus the Chiefs because the Chiefs never cover. They can win, and we don't even know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing. Hopefully not. And then Saturday, so that's the Saturday early game, by the way. Remember, 2 Saturday games. Then we've got Saturday, the later game. It's at, I believe, 4:30. Steelers-Ravens taking the over. Those two teams are fighting right now. This is important for them both. You know, they're both top teams, but they really need to prove something to one another, so I think over should cover.
All right. Both on the Jets plus the 3 points versus the Rams. Jets are at home, home dogs. Aaron Rodgers, will they keep up the momentum that they had in the second half of last week where they ended up winning 32-25? Maybe.
He better. If I'm betting on them, he better.
Yep. Next is your...
My lock. Whoop, whoop. Eagles minus 3.5 versus Commanders should be easy. They need this. They need to prove something. The Eagles... it's an easy lock. Yep. That's all I have to say.
And the Panthers Cardinals, I'm going for the under 47 points here. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored in the game. I don't think the Panthers are going to do that well. Cardinals might be able to put up 25, but I still think 47 is a high total, so I'm going to be going on the under.
Then I'm taking the Bengals minus 7.5 versus the Browns in this game because I think the Bengals are a better team. The Browns are benching Jameis so that they can lose because it doesn't make any sense any other way. So let's go Bengals.
Yep. I'm betting the lock of the week to be the under in that game, under the 47 points. Don't think the Browns can be able to do much behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Could be a turnover or two. I think that the last time they played, it was 21-14, which is 35 points, and that the Browns defense is still pretty good. So I'm hoping that it stays on the under 47 for the lock.
All right, and then we're both on the Vikings minus 3 versus the Seahawks. We don't know if Geno's going to be in, but the Vikings are also just an overall better team. A minus 3 spread seems kind of funny, so we definitely had to jump on that one.
Yep. And last up, I'm on, and she's rooting for the Buffalo Bills minus the 14 points versus the Patriots team, who's just letting up a ton of points in the last 4 games, and actually, frankly, throughout the whole season. So post-Belichick era, the defense has been trash.
Don't forget, Patriots are going to Buffalo, and it's going to be snowing.
Yeah.
Not that the Patriots aren't used to snow, but you're coming to Buffalo. You're coming to Mafia House. That's rough.
Yep.
Woo.
All right. Well, look, that's it for the week here. Let's keep up the momentum. Coming off an 80% week with a lot of units here, a lot to fire off for the rest of the season. So let's keep it rocking. And good luck in all your betting out there.
And for the second week in a row, go Bills and go Jets.
Let's go. All right.
Not a threat to me. Go Jets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, win and get a worse draft pick. Go ahead. All right, everybody. Bye.
I want to make money.
Couple of bettors.